The relationship between civilians and law enforcement is at an all-time low. And I think a huge part of that is how poorly officers are trained. My name is Tom Chuckarell. I'm a third-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the former lead defensive tactics instructor at the Montgomery County Police Department in Maryland. After a 24-year career in law enforcement, I retired so I could travel the country and teach Jiu-Jitsu to police officers full-time. When I was the lead defensive tactics instructor at Montgomery County PD, we adopted Gracie survival tactics in 2015, and it changed everything. Not only were the techniques simple and effective, but the teaching methodologies allowed us to impact our officers in a way we never had before. Even the officers who generally hated training loved the GST program. When the Gracies offered me the opportunity to travel the country teaching GST full-time, I was super stoked. This was an opportunity to combine my two passions, Jiu-Jitsu and law enforcement, while giving me the opportunity to have a direct impact on police officers all over the world. In most cases, when an officer uses excessive force, it's because they're undertrained and they panic in that high-stress encounter. In Jiu-Jitsu, we often say, learn how to fight so you never have to. By giving officers these skills, not only are we reducing the level of force in each encounter, but we're also reducing the likelihood that an officer will have to use force at all because they have the confidence to de-escalate. What Hedon and Henner Gracie have done with the GST program is remarkable. And they're not even cops. But everything changed when they started bringing on instructors like me with 20+ years of law enforcement experience. It allowed us to further adapt the techniques, making them even more applicable to law enforcement. You have Alan Manganello, 21-year veteran of the Louisville Police Department, served as their lead DTAC instructor. Mark Miller, 24-year veteran of the Montgomery County Police Department, served as a defensive tactics instructor and the training sergeant. Nate's done 22 years at the state and federal level and has served as a lead defensive tactics instructor at both. And then we got Charlie Fernandez. He's a lead instructor and our head of operations. He's a 29-year police veteran out of Arlington, Texas, and when it comes to use of force policy, Charlie is the man. Altogether, we have over 100 years of collective policing experience, and all of this is being contributed to the GST program. Since the beginning, Jiu-Jitsu has always been taught to law enforcement, but the way this program has evolved, Jiu-Jitsu is now being taught for law enforcement. Based on these improvements, Gracie Survival Tactics is now post-certified in over 40 states. But if you ask me, until every officer in the country is training at least 1 to 2 hours a week, we still have work to do.